complex, I think.
Dude, those would be money, bro. Especially if you build in the right spot.
That's like, you look at all the major friggin' companies that are, Greystar and stuff, all these property management companies,
Yeah, they bank off of those things.
the apartment complex is always where they're bankrolling.
Yeah. You know what's crazy too, dude, is apartments have been around since literally Roman
Depression.
times. No, Roman times.
Yeah,
They used to have literal, 3-story apartment complexes in Roman times.
that's wild. The Colosseums, dude.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. I learned that recently on the Tube, and it was talking about some of the structures they built, the multi-structures, and it was the higher you were, the more, it was the reverse of the, today, usually the higher you are, the better you are.
Yeah.
Here, it's the lower you, or then it was lower you are,
The better.
more, no higher class you are.
Do you know why?
You have to go through those people's houses to get through the yards.
No, the Colosseum. So the Roman Colosseum. See, this could be a podcast in itself. We could just go on and on.
Let's go.
Dude, I could just go. Yeah. No, the Roman Colosseum. So because of the gladiator fights, there was the king's reserve table, there was the high officials reserved unit, and there was only 4 entrances. There was 2 entrances, one for the king
Yeah.
and the royal guard, and then you had the high-ranking officials, government officials, and they would go into their boxes pretty much, and they had their own separate doors, the rest from the rest of the place. Then you had the death door and the life door, and so then the gladiator would fight and come in through the life door, and then the guy who was killed would leave out the death door. But the seating was a social status thing, so the lower seating was for higher social status.
Yeah.
Where because you could see it closer. But then the lower you were in society, the further away you were from the action.
Kind of like
push
an
you up.
NBA game.
Yeah, nosebleeds. Yeah, Romans were just sitting up in the nosebleeds, freaking eating Taco Bell. Dude. Low life where they had steak down in the freaking king's box. Dude. Yeah.
Wait, do you still eat Taco Bell?
Hell yeah. Heard there's some protein up in that thing.
Protein, yeah. That's some peasant food.
is.
Peasant protein. So how does the Roman Colosseum affect your business today?
It's a good question,
I think about this a lot, actually.
The hierarchy in the Roman Colosseum.
Have you seen the meme where the average man thinks about the Roman Colosseum at least once?
Once a day.
He thinks about it at least once a week or something like that.
Yeah, the Roman Empire. How often do you think about the Roman Empire? I don't know, once a day or maybe. Yeah, I love being a guy. Yeah.
For real though, Tylenol?
I don't know, dude. My mom's a partaker. For all 13 of us.
13 kids. You have 13 or 12 siblings?
12 siblings. 10 sisters, 2 brothers.
That's crazy. Where are you in the lineup?
Right dead center. How about you?
I only have 6 siblings.
Yeah.
Half.
Dude, you only have 6 siblings? Dude.
Hey, only 6.
Yeah.
But is that why you started a construction company back in the day? Because you need to feed 13 mouths?
Yeah, single-handedly as the oldest born son, I decided that I had to pick up the mantle of my family. The big family and construction. I think that is it's a heavy tie in American culture right there. You got a construction company, you probably got kids you got to pay for. The big family aspect. My dad owned construction companies. That kind of opened up the door for me and kind of led into business ownership and stuff long term. But
Yeah. You were GC, right?
I did. I did general contracting in Washington for a little bit. Did some different projects out there.
I remember.
Yeah, we had a good old time. Yeah.
Known you my whole life.
Oh yeah, we go back to 9 months or 10 months old when we met. No, I think we were walking. We were probably 6 years old.
Something like that. I don't know.
6 or
I
8.
remember you came to our church when I was a kid, so
Yeah.
we never really talked after that. And I went to school with your sister, so.
Well, I had a built-in friendship group. It's called 12 Siblings.
Yeah.
I didn't need nobody else. Yeah. The construction part of life in a big family. My dad, he ran his construction company from before I was born until 2008, 2009 with the crash, and yeah.
Dang. And then how long did you stay in that industry?
So I guess I grew up watching it. Then 2016 I got into it myself, like truly by myself, started doing like deck build outs and some just, around the projects, around the house projects for people, things like that. And I got
Handyman type stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then got into more hands-on custom home stuff and then commercial projects and things like that. But yes, that was 2015, 2016 kind of when I started, and then up until 2020, right before I ended up moving out to Arizona. Yeah, so that was my bread and butter for a little while. That was how I was making the money, paying for the Taco Bell addiction.
Then you moved to the desert and you're like, I'll never touch a hammer again.
Yeah. And I moved to the desert, my back hurt, and I was like, okay, I can't be this hands-on. I'm done. Yeah.
Hey, you got any crazy stories of construction days? The wildest project you ever had or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, there's one that you could probably chime in on one. Yeah, this was a big project. It was like, what was it? It was like 200,000 square foot warehouse total.
I don't even remember. It was big.
For anybody listening, there was a big old ex data center office build out. It was a Earthlink building. Earthlink building.
Never forget it.
Yeah, but we got started on that project, and there was a bunch of things that came up that never thought would end up being an issue. There was missed asbestos and stuff like that, so we had to do an abatement, and that wasn't
Casual.
Yeah, your casual abatement. That wasn't a foreseen issue in the project. And then there was a whole bunch of other stuff around that time. There was a time, when the fire line got cut. one of the guys,
one of my guys.
yeah. One of the demo crews comes in and freaking starts cutting up the fire line and stuff. Cuts through the fire panel. Yeah, that was a horrible time. That's when I got out of construction, right after that project.
Anything wild happened after that? Though? Nothing crazy?
Nothing too crazy after that. No, at that point.
No GTA?
Nope. No. Just ended up kind of doing my own thing. Went back to what I could control, hanging pictures. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. That was a stressful time. That's when I realized how little control I had in what happens. I was like, okay, if my hands aren't in the pot and making sure this stuff happens, I don't know how to guarantee it will. Yeah,
that's good stuff. So then you transitioned into investing, right?
Yeah. Investing, real estate, and stuff like that. I think the doors kind of opened up for me since moving out here. I've just met some really cool people that have kind of showed me what it can look like lifestyle wise, and also just day in and day out life, what it looks like to be an investor or what it looks like to own real estate and cash flow that, turn that into something for your family. So that's the door and the path that I think I'm kind of headed down right now.
Kind of? Or just fully
headed down.
So a lot of people I feel like want to get into investing. Every single person on the planet says I want to get into real estate, but and we had someone on the podcast recently, and I always like to ask because you never know who's going to watch these, but what is the general synopsis of if you're going to go down this path, these are the pitfalls you should avoid, and then this is the route you should take given these circumstances.
Sure. Yeah. I think, maybe I'm young into the career naive, but I think getting too set on the results, I think would be a big thing. I think getting so set on the outcome of what's happening currently, not giving it enough time and stuff. And I think also having a game plan and following to your game plan is huge. Just setting up a blueprint of what, even if it's not 100% right, you can adjust it, but setting a direction and at least creating motion in that direction. And then if you find out it's not the right direction, you can change it, but you never knew it was the wrong direction if you never, headed in that direction. So I think, just at least executing. Okay. Just make a plan, execute. Yeah.
Follow the path.
Yeah. So it's better to follow a wrong path than no path at all. I think, So.
Yeah. So if you had to like go back in time, like what are some things you would set up for yourself before you went down this road?
Yeah, I think I would have probably protected my relationships better. I probably would have thought about who I had in my life earlier on. I think I've always kind of had in the back of my mind, like the thought process of who you are is who you hang around.
Yeah.
And who you hang around is who you are. But I didn't realize how true that was and how much it implicated into life. And so I think I would have filtered relationships a little differently. And then I think realizing at a younger age how much I still could have done. I think there was a lot where I like queued off a lot of life because I was like, oh, I'm younger, or oh, I'm not 20 yet, or oh, I'm not 21, or oh, I'm not 18 yet. Like, you want to go make $1 million, you can go make $1 million at 12 years old if you want. Like, there's no limit on it. Nobody's telling you can't. And so, yeah, I think just going in with the expectation of there's no like age limit, there's no age restrictions on success. It's like, if you want it, get it.
Yeah.
And nobody's handing it to you, and nobody's giving it to you, and nobody's waiting around for you to take it.
Yeah.
Like, it's all for you. That's up to you.
Is that just success in general, or like with work, with jobs? Because the majority of people that watch this have a job, want to start a business, want to do something on top of that. Like, how would you prep those people that are making 30, 40K a year that are like, I want to do real estate?
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think, first, I think it probably starts in the house, I guess, with yourself. And not that I'm like some professor at this or like I know all of it, but I think, like definitely starting in your household within your means, what you're able to control. Learn to if you're able to save 25 cents or whatever, building the habit of saving and getting the win and learning to be disciplined in whatever it is. I mean, what you do with little money, you'll do with a lot. I mean, biblically, that's principle. What you do with little, you'll do with much. Yeah. And so if you're headed 100 miles an hour straight to a strip club or whatever, more horsepower is only going to get you there faster. So I think, I think making sure that with what you do have, never minimize what you do have. Always maximize what you do have. And so I think, $50,000 a year, $40,000 a year, like if there's little areas, it's painting your nails or the little tiny things that you think don't matter. Those little moments that you win with yourself and that you count a win towards yourself, I think long term add up, and I think that opens up doors. But yeah, I think that's kind of just a general success principle, I would guess.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It's like a state of mind to being prepared for opportunity when it does present itself. It's like you've built trust with yourself up to this moment, and then when the opportunity presents itself, why not take it? You build trust with yourself to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And when you say like opportunity presents itself, like are you just talking about like things should just fall in place for you, or you should start working towards something to create opportunity? Yeah,
I think it's kind of hand in hand, I guess. I think you have to be diligent on what you can control, but I think you have to be at peace and at grace with what you can't control. At least in my life, trying to think of like a good example.
Well, I mean, like as you think about that, like you didn't just fall into real estate.
Yeah.
Like you had doors that opened to it. And you had to work really hard to get into it, and you had to set yourself up for success to be able to do it. Like you can't just walk into real estate with $10 in your back pocket. Like you have to go out, you have to make a lot of money, you have to save a lot of money, you have to go find your ability to go make six figures, and you have to start funding that thing, and then that's when the doors start open. Because in the investing world, you have a lot of cash on hand that you need to be able to have to then move forward with different wholesales and whatnot, like especially in foreclosure world that you're in and whatnot. Like you can't just go to a bank and say, I want to buy this, but what's my interest rate going to be? Like that's not going to happen. Yeah, it's a cash on hand world. What are those building blocks that you had to put into place that is like, okay, like somebody's going to notice me because I have X, Y, and Z? Yeah, and I don't think necessarily too, I can speak on it personally in that behalf, but I think just watching what goes on in the real estate world and seeing like the stepping stones. I think it all starts, it always starts with somebody like, I guess in a sense, waking up. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. You're just like, I need to go make something for myself. Nobody's out here to save me. And I think it's like it's tough to explain. I think once you do something in the right direction, it's easier to continue down that direction in a sense. So I don't know
if any one person's journey is going to be the same for getting the capital to do real estate stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if my journey is going to be the same as yours or somebody else's, for getting the capital to do projects. But I think the small things that add up towards that direction is what matters. And so I think like being prepared, understanding the market or understanding what's going on, I guess, in that business world, and then getting yourself in two areas that you can associate with people that understand that, and open the door a little more.
Yeah.
You build trust with somebody, and then that opens up the door for whatever it is. Say you can't fund the whole project, but somebody just willing to do 50-50 or something like that,
Yeah.
So I think it's not about necessarily, I think it is, you have to set up the opportunity, you have to work for the opportunity, but you also have to be prepared when it's there, in a sense.
Right. Makes sense. I guess also on that same note, it's changing gears a little bit here, but like we're creating a course called How to Create Six Figures, and like a lot of people strive for that particular thing to be able to accomplish in their life, because like we said, like some people are making 30-40k a year, they have like this idea of the lifestyle that they want to create, and that usually opens doors to doing real estate, to doing investing, to doing your own business, whatever the case. Like we live in a world where you can start a business on the side, which is great, but it will always inevitably cause or need some sort of capital to start it, right?
Yep.
So if you could give any advice to the audience about how to make yourself worth six figures, what would that look like? Because you didn't do it from traditional education. You didn't do it from going to college or whatever like that. And you went out and made your own road and made it happen, but it wasn't because of the credentials you had. It was because of the value you presented to the company, to where they're like, that guy's worth six figures. Just like if you were to hire somebody and you're like, I'm going to pay this person $100,000 a year to do this task, what are some qualities that you would want within that person?
Yeah, I think the job world has been interesting for me, for sure, and it's blessed me in a lot of different ways and opened up a lot of different doors, and I've met a lot of people through it. But getting to the $100,000 mark in a job, again, it ties back to a mindset thing, I think, really. But if you're a good problem finder and a good problem solver, you can add value to companies. And I think no matter what industry you're in or no matter what world you're in, if you're able to find problems and then solve them, first of all, if you're able to solve problems that are known, that is obviously a huge value add to any company you work for, whether it's your own or somebody else's. And I think it'll get recognized. If it doesn't get recognized by one company, another company will see it. But I think being a problem finder and a problem solver, and then I don't know, confidence is another big one. Yeah, somebody who's confident. I think it makes it very easy to trust and follow a decision and stuff when you put somebody in charge that is confident.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier to hand over the task and to say, hey, this is what I need executed. And even if it doesn't go well, the confident person is probably going to own it and figure out a solution because they're putting their name on it. So somebody who's confident and willing to put their name on to a project is a lot easier for me to trust than somebody who doesn't want anything to do with it. You're putting it into their hands. It's a lot harder to give the authority to do whatever that is well, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So how do you build confidence?
In yourself or in others? As a leader?
In yourself.
Or yourself.
Why would you, how do you build confidence to the point where a company says, you're so confident, I'd pay you six figures to do this?
I think there's one major route, I think, is just doing, just creating action and being willing to fail, being willing to get it wrong. I think there's nothing greater than being able to, or being willing, I guess, to get something wrong. And as long as the heart behind it and the attitude behind it is to learn, through it, I think awesome. And I think somebody who's confident and willing and capable of problem solving is somebody who, and I think it's like I was saying, it's like a stepping stone thing. Do it in your own life. Trying to think of a small example that could lead into something bigger, say you're looking for something instead of just calling your buddy and be like, hey, where'd you see this? I don't know. You'd spend the extra 5 minutes and search for it until you do find it or something. Okay, I don't know. horrible example, but yeah, something like that where you build a little win with yourself. You commit to doing something, you follow through on it, and I think that builds confidence because I think you get stuff wrong enough that you realize that even when you get stuff wrong, it's not the end of the world most of the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't really, like, as long as you learn from it, you can fix a lot of stuff. Things can be changed, things can be repaired and stuff. So I think action cures incompetence. Yeah.
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 It's cool. It's
Yeah.
cool. That's it. If someone came to you and said, I'm confident, you would pay them 6 figures.
No. No. Wow, he says he's confident. Yeah, no. I think I would definitely ask for a couple examples of his confidence or her confidence.
Nope, you said it. He walks in and says, I'm confident. He's getting paid.
Yeah, anybody listening looking for 6 figures, let me know your confidence. Confidence level from 0 to 100, up to 100, you're $100,000.
Experience required, confidence.
Yeah, attitude, definitely got this in the bag. Yeah, no, I think I would definitely ask for real world examples and kind of scenarios that they've been in where they've gotten things wrong, gotten things right, how they responded, obviously. And then that's the other thing is you can hire people that you think are worth $100,000 and they're worth 50, and you get it wrong.
So how'd you do it?
For me, I had enough little moments that. I had enough moments where things weren't going right that I had to figure it out, I guess.
Yeah.
I had enough going on in life to where I had to make things work, and through that I built a skill set, and that skill set adds value to people. And so I think I was put in a position where I had to problem solve my own life, a lot of my own life, I would say.
Yeah.
And through problem solving my own life, I've had a skill set of seeing problems and problem solving and solution seeking. And so being a part of other people's teams and stuff, I think I'm able to use that skill set. And I think no matter whether it's in construction or real estate or whatever, I think I can add value in that area. Because that's not limited, to one specific field. That's every problem has failure points and stuff. Every problem, every field has its problems and situations that need a solution.
Yeah. The problem solving one's huge because a lot of people live a life in their job world where they avoid the problems.
Yeah.
Instead of trying and honestly, not from their own to
no fault of their own.
Yeah, to no fault of their own. You stole the words from my mouth, but because they feel like they're getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because the people that get paid a lot of money are ones that are finding the problems and saying, hey, there's a problem here.
Yeah.
Let's
High
fix
visibility.
This. Yeah, exactly. So, so would you say then that there's something to do about the company and the punishment of problem solving versus
absolutely, yeah.
There has to be a fertile ground for you to actually grow within it.
Yeah, team culture is everything. I think you can attest to that too in the construction world and in your business ownership. It's okay, culture is everything. Your team culture determines who you bring in, the gel, in a sense, the gel of your team. But who you bring in and who you want to cultivate and who you set up sets the precedent for what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you when you crossed that path into the almighty 6 figures?
Probably 21, 22, I think. Maybe 22, yeah.
Yeah, and that was just through grit, right? You didn't just get handed a job, or it wasn't a promotion from 50 to 100.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a promotion. It was it was slow coming.
Yeah.
I think 2 things to it: the industry I was in, and the trading for hours and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I figured out I wasn't really adding that much value in trading my physical labor. Because there's a lot of people who can do physical labor.
Yeah.
And I can't compete with a lot of them. And I think it goes back to adding value, but I have a problem solving mindset. I'm looking to solve problems. I'm satisfied when I solve a problem. When I put a puzzle together, I win.
Yeah.
I'm just winning. So I was in the wrong field for what I was trying to do, and I'm not necessarily I'm saying in the I'm in the right field now, but yeah, going into the field that I'm in now, it's not a trade of physical labor or whatever. It's I'm getting paid a lot more to problem solve, and
Right.
in construction. I mean, yeah, you're problem solving, I guess, but there's not a lot of it. Like, you have the blueprint, you have the house, this is how you frame it, big deal, get it up. It's like, yeah, cut this to this length. That's just what it is. There's not a lot of getting wrong unless you just didn't cut it to the length. And it's like, okay, recut it. So,
Yeah.
so the world I'm in, it's like multifaceted and stuff. And so there's a lot of different things that, a lot of variables to the equation, I guess. And so,
Yeah. So it's more like the old saying, like getting paid from the neck up instead of the neck down.
yeah. Yeah. The worst money I ever made was from the neck down. Sadly. And I never thought that could be possible, 16-year-old me swinging a hammer. I was like, there's no way anybody's out there making more money than me right now.
Well, we've all been there, but
Yep.
I mean, you still made pretty good money at 16, though, right? When you build small homes,
Yeah.
you're still crushing
Yeah.
a couple grand a month or something like that. Back
Yeah,
in
I was-
2017.
Yeah. I think I was above median household income, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those I was employed during the tiny house season of my life, but yeah, I was on the business side. I got to see the operation of it.
Yeah.
The ROI on that is just crazy. How fast we were building those things and how fast they were turning around, how much materials were for versus how much we were selling it for. It is.
Yeah. It ain't sheds.
Yeah. Yeah. Just decorated hallways.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit more about the world of investing. Like, there's so many things that go into that. Everyone thinks of it differently, but like,
Yeah.
what's your day to day look like? If you were to talk to a young man that says, "I want to do what you do," guy with a beard, Mr. Viking boy,
Bearded fella. Yeah. So I can kind of talk about my introduction, met this guy. And I can keep in mind too, I've had like obviously people who've invested in properties and stuff around me before, but I've never really thought anything about it because I was like, well, I mean, on a job income, you can't buy 2-3 houses. What are you talking about? So,
Yeah.
just kind of brush it aside, don't think anything of it. But when I started really like, I guess, looking into it and really getting an understanding, a grasp of what the world looks like a little bit in that field, I met Kevin Gurley. He owns G5 Investments, and he kind of just showed me the ropes of what his day-to-day life looks like, and most of his stuff is through real estate. He also, he has plenty of different avenues of, I guess that he can divulge on that, but he has plenty of different avenues that he makes money from, but all through investments. And so just watching what he does on the ins and outs of it, that's where I was like, okay, this is something I could do. And down that So I guess to answer your question, to get into the world of investing, I want to do what you do. You just got to meet the right people. That's it. You just got to meet the right people. No, I think it ties back to what I was saying earlier before, but just like getting in the right environment to meet the right people. I really do believe you have to meet the right people in this world. And whether it's a coincidence or not, how it works out. I think you can do a lot on setting yourself up, getting yourself in position for those opportunities to happen. It's like you're probably not going to meet a lot of bodybuilders at Taco Bell.
But you're there every day. Do you meet any?
I've never met a bodybuilder at Taco Bell. I can attest. Testimony myself. I think, you want to put yourself in spots and in positions that you can meet yourself that you don't have the answers. And I think we're in a day and age that we have a lot of access to information. But, I think a lot of it is null and void if we don't know how to apply that information. Like, just because we have the information doesn't mean we understand and stuff. So I think, definitely if you're able to, or if you have a relationship in your life that in a friendship or something in your life, in the real estate world or investing world, obviously pursue it, ask questions if they're open to it. Put yourself in a position to where you can meet people, put yourself in environments like that. There's free things all over where you can meet people.
So what you're saying to this camera right here is that you work a job, you can never buy a house. You never wholesale.
Current to date, probably not. You can probably never own a home. It's a sad thing. It's crazy.
But you can just wholesaling, right? Like you can't just straight up cash offer,
Yeah.
send a check for $500,000.
Yeah, it would be difficult. I don't know. I haven't been able to yet.
But you generally have to have like investors then,
Yeah.
right? So like the business starting fashion of it is less about the fundamentals of starting the business, but more of brokeraging the right relationships.
Yeah. Setting up the right relationships, the right people. Because once you're at the point that you can fund your own projects, then you have the people that can coach you through running your own projects. Because if they're 50-50 with you, they're doing half the effort. They're funding half the project or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's definitely the relationships. Is at least from what I've seen, and my intuition, it says relationships is a big part of big part of it.
Yeah. And then the side of like getting that going, like what does the branding look like? Like what do you do in that world? Is there like any methods that you could use to like get more awareness?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I think I think really on like the branding, even the marketing side of it, I think like the greatest reach we probably have in today's day and age is the internet, obviously. I think word of mouth and the internet are two of the most powerful. One is because of the relationship. Word of mouth, I mean, is obviously just straight up connection, but you can't guarantee all of those. You can't guarantee the funding behind just word of mouth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the marketing side of it, when it comes to just like online presence, that can reach a lot further than say, you have one or two relationships, or you got a relative that, has been investing for 40 years or something like that. And you're like, how do I start? And they're like, well, if you start back in 1970 or something, you're like, what? I can't do that. So, yeah, I think, online, a web presence, having information that's accessible so people can get an understanding, whether you're on the side that you're looking for the funding or whether you're on the side that's looking to fund. If you have the cash and you're looking to fund projects, I think on both sides, it can kind of set a clear expectation of like what the goal is. It can set the mission. I think it gives clear understanding of what the end result, what the pursuit is, what the pursuit's for. I think,
Nice.
Yeah, hopefully that answers your question a little bit.
Yeah, you're good. Last question here as we wrap up is if you were to go out with your level of success and let's just put it in the job format, you just started making six figures and you want to just, you got that itch, you got that entrepreneurial spirit, you want to go out, you want to make something happen. Everything you know about the world that you're in today, as well as the other worlds that you've been exposed to, and you needed to go start a business to get the life for your family, what business would you start? And it can't be the one you have right now.
There's a couple, with $100,000 a year income from a job.
Mm-hmm.
And I figure you probably, this would be something that I've never done the math on, but I know you can make good money on it. Would be like epoxy garage floor or something. That's very straightforward. The equipment costs you can do. I mean, if you're not living outside of your means on $100,000, I mean, if you were to put aside, my guess would be $10,000 or something for equipment. If you want to get some pretty good stuff, get your setup going, and then you can haul around your equipment in a trailer and you can go do a garage floor. I know like $2,000 to $4,000 you can make on each garage floor. You do 3 a day, $6,000 a day.
Yeah.
So, if you're trying to make some money, even if you had one a day for $2,000 and you did that every other day, you didn't, even if you're building up your marketing to get eyes on your company, to see what your product is and stuff. And as word of mouth builds or whatever, I know that you can make some good money. The one aspect of that is once it's installed, it's installed. Once it's done, it's guaranteed for 50 years or whatever. It's good. So it's a numbers game with that. But if you do good work, I know there's some guys that you can make some really good money doing that.
Yeah. So you would stick to the construction industry, like a service-based business.
to try and make cash flow to fund a bigger business or something, like if you were trying to get into investing.
You just no. You just wanted to start a business, and you wanted to that was what you were going to
That's
do.
your long-term goal. That's
your long-term
it
goal.
forever.
You be a business owner and provide a good life for your family, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, still maybe, I don't know. I've never
the
tried
answer
it
changes.
out. What?
The answer's going to change now. You do something else.
No. It could still be the same. I think you could still scale it. I mean, you could still do stuff with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good idea. It's a great idea. People watching that probably never thought of that before. So, because there's a lot of dudes like you and I that were in the blue collar world forever. They didn't get into tech. They don't know all this stuff. They don't know how to use the internet. You know?
There's plenty. I don't know how to use the internet. Yeah, I can search on Google. That's about all I got. No. Yeah.
Where's the nearest Tylenol?
Yeah. Need to know for a friend. Yeah. No, it would be I don't know. I think the blue collar world. It's so easy to know how much money you can make, or just it's just so easy to know you can make the money.
Yeah,
I think
there's always demand.
Yeah, you can always go build something, fix something, create something to make money. Like you can always add value in that way.
Yeah,
and once you know the skill too, it's like.
But the coolest part about that, which you haven't mentioned, is that blue collar. If you want to learn the skill, do it on your house.
Oh, legit, yeah, do it in your life, yeah.
Like you got rental stories, man, where you're installing EV electrical chargers for cars in your rental.
Yeah.
It's like you can just practice on your house. Like your homeowner, your landlord is not gonna come home and see an epoxy grout and be like, what have you done?
Yeah, you're your own.
Why have you done this? You've epoxy floored my garage and added value to this?
No, boss, I epoxied my floor.
Yeah, you could literally try in your own house. So
Yeah, that's a huge thing. Yeah, I think enjoy projects, learn skills, YouTube. I mean, anything you're trying to learn.
Yeah,
blue collar wise, construction wise, automotive wise. Yeah, get on YouTube. You'll
service
see it.
based businesses, man. So the easiest business to start. Probably the most controversial in today's world because everyone wants to start an AI business. But it's the path of least resistance.
Currently, AI is not doing any mobile oil changes, or AI is not installing epoxy floors yet.
Yep.
Yet. So while you get it, the money's still hot.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you seen those robots playing soccer before? Yeah. I don't think those guys are replacing anybody. Can't take a ball.
Yeah. Like, I don't got nothing to worry about. I ain't athletic, but I ain't a robot. Yep.
All right. Cool, bro. That was it.
Dope, dude. What do you do?